Well, good morning, Holiday Hill family. Josh here, not in the youth room, but on the Knights of North Castle platform for Throwback Thursday. And there's a reason for that. Today's Throwback Thursday talks about Virginia Sinclair Hawes, Hawes. Her husband was a doctor, and both of them had a burden, a calling, a desire to help out the kids of New York City, although their home was Virginia. They left Virginia for New York City's East Side, and her husband did a medical ministry specifically for children, helping kids who couldn't afford the medical care they so needed. But Virginia noticed something. Many of the kids that were coming in to that clinic for medical care were usually due to injuries over the summertime. Things that could have been very preventable had they had something more fun or constructive to do. And Virginia saw a need. So in 1898, she rented out a local beer hall. That's right, a local beer hall, and put on an a spiritual educational event over the summertime. She called it Everyday Bible School. And it was very popular, got along well with the kids, and it kept all the kids out of trouble while teaching them beautiful spiritual foundational truths. It went over so well that she did it again in 1899, still renting out that beer hall. By 1900, her pastor of Epiphany Baptist Church looked at her and said, "Listen, we can't be doing this in a beer hall anymore. You need to leave the beer hall and you need to come do this at our church." The church was about 2 miles down the road, and Virginia soon found out that 2 miles was too long to travel for some of these kids. She lost many of her children when she went to the church. So she went back to the beer hall and did Everyday Bible School. After about 3 years of this and its success, they decided to change the name to Vacation Bible School. The Mission Society of New York City saw the importance of this and started propping up schools all throughout New York. From there, it grew in its popularity. Word spread, and Vacation Bible School started popping up in Philadelphia and Chicago, and from there, it was all downhill. Another thing that's interesting about Virginia is she's the sister-in-law of one John Brodus. Now, most people who aren't down with Baptist history probably don't know about John Brodus, but I'll tell you this much. John Brodus is the founder and eventual president of the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary of Louisville, Kentucky, the very first Southern Baptist seminary. Sister-in-law. What do we learn from today? Something we talk often about Throwback Thursdays is that sometimes you got to keep your eyes, your heart, and your ears open to needs in your community. What can you do to fill in those needs? What can you do to fill in the void? We have over 18 million fatherless children in America right now. And this past Father's Day here at church, we talked about the significance and the impact that can have on so many kids. The odds of them graduating high school, being incarcerated, staying alcohol and drug free. A lot of these statistics overlap with the lack of father figures. What does your community look like? What can you do to fill in the gaps for our next generation? What can we give in our time, our talent, and our treasure to ensure that positive impacts are going to happen in the generations long after us? Virginia saw a need, and Vacation Bible School came to be what it is now. What thing are you going to do that could be bigger than yourself? Something to consider. Take care, and God bless.